High-rise buildings and shopping malls are springing up left, right, and center. And we pride ourselves on our middle-income status. Yet open defecation is rife, and less than 30% of our citizens have access to toilets. Our story begins in Ashiaman, less than 10 minutes drive from here.
I'm Janet Edu from Ashiaman to Laku. I've stayed here for about 25 years now, and we have a lot of problem here. Our infrastructure, our drainage, our sanitation, like toilets.
Yeah.
This community have about, let me say, 2,000 people, but we have only one toilet down there. So every day, all this community have to move from here, go and queue.
Okay, how much? Yeah. 10 pesos. And where is the toilet? They're all full, being used. And, you know, those buckets there for the newspapers. I mean, the stench here is extraordinary. I mean, these are the toilets. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 toilets for this whole community or something. And, you know, it's full. People are paying to use this. It's hard to stand here and use this. It's, you know, it's unbelievable.
And it gets even worse. What the city does with human excreta is a crime and a shame unto us all. Welcome to Lavender Hill.
What is going on here can only be described as a plot and the image of Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. When you look at this thing, you ask yourself, is this Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana?
Morning, how are you guys? Good.
From the World Bank, we have authority from...
Hey, let's go. Sit here and say this for move us from where? But even you should do interview, you should tell us how the difficulty you face.
The trucks are here, they won't allow us to do this. They're all embarrassed about it, but it's unbelievable. I mean, there's just toilet pouring out right there, directly into the sea. You know, it's unbelievable in this day and age. It's extraordinary. And this is 100 trucks a day, 100 trucks a day coming here to pour toilet into the ocean.
But as for the people here in down Koleono here, they don't have any big problem with it because it creates occupational chances to most of them, and most of them are working here.
What work do you do? The truck is pouring it in the sea, so what work do you do?
No, some of them are employed in the trucks. Some of them are drivers and others are mates. And others too, they just come here to seek for greener pastures here.
So this has been going on
for a very long time. And everybody in Ghana is aware of what is happening.
That this is where they put the toilet, right here.
Yes.
This is the only place they do it here, for Accra.
This is the, there is 3 places, that is Teshi and Achimota, and this very place. But Teshi is closed down, Achimota is closed down, and this is the only plant which is existing here.
When they say closed down, what do they mean? Why have they closed it down?
Because of the health nature of this. That is what we are saying now, the health nature.
Somebody has to move. We as citizens are paying taxes to government, to the AMA. We have paid our dues and taxes for them to fix these problems. They have to fix it. AMA has to move sooner than later. They have to just move. And when we talk about electing the mayor, these are some of the reasons. If the mayor, all the mayors that have come to pass over the decades were elected, we would vote him out immediately.
How you are with what? The World Bank Waste and Sanitation Department?
Yeah, we're consultants at the World Bank, water and sanitation.
Yeah. And I'm happy you're here. I mean, this must obviously have huge public health implications. No?
It sure does. It's a challenge which we've had on our hands for many years now. Currently, this is one of the major points of discharge. Whether we like it or not, till we get a solution to the problem, at least the problem is localized over here.
But how can that be? Tell me. I mean, so before, was there somewhere that they put toilet before they started pouring it into the sea?
You know, we have, unfortunately, most of us have septic tanks in our home.
Right.
We use our toilets daily. The septic tanks get full. Currently, most of the, like they've told you, most of the treatment plants are not functional.
But that's the problem, isn't it? I want you to talk about that. That's the problem.
We have to improve on our management of the facilities. It's basically a management problem. The critical thing is that once we have new systems in place, it should not just be the infrastructure, but the management system. That is critical and that is paramount. and the financing mechanisms.
Several treatment plants have been financed and built along the coast. There's one in Sakumono.
Where are they? Where are those?
The one in Sakumono, 10 to 15 million was spent on it to treat all the Tema sewage. Because they couldn't find money to pay electricity to operate it, it has been run aground. It's fallow, so stuff goes straight into the ocean.
So it's not being used?
No. Even here, as you can see up there, there is a treatment plant that was built mostly with DFID funding, but with involvement of the World Bank. It is not working.
Like any modern city, Accra has an underground sewage treatment plant, which you see behind me. It was built in 1999, and after 4 or 5 years of working, it fell into disrepair. Like a lot of what happens to projects like this in Ghana. Recently, there have been efforts to revive it. Zoomlion got the contract to do it and has passed it on to Chinese contractors, but the project is floundering. They were just telling me that they've done all the work, but Zoomlion hasn't paid them. So they stopped.
Zoomlion owes us money. You know, they told us we bring everything here. We bring all the engineers, our people, our works here. We bring, if you take a look, we bring the equipment, the pumps. That is directly from Germany. The generators, also from some foreign countries. You know, from Britain. But they owe us money. You know, they owe us right now. Owe us like 3.5 million US dollars money. We use our own money too much.
That's right.
So that's why we cannot continue.
Rehabilitation of the Mudo treatment plant is an ambitious and costly project. It's a long way off from completion, and is already mired in money problems. And right next to it sits Slumson Limited, an effective treatment plant that with just $6 million could shut down Lavender Hill tomorrow.
There's a new project going on down there, which is improved.
Better than what you have here.
I mean, I learned it will not be disposed into the sea just like that, but it will be treated before it enters into the sea.
What happens is that you are standing on a ramp.
Yeah.
This is where the trucks did back in here.
Right.
And then they empty in here.
So while we saw them pouring into the sea there, this time
Yes.
we will see it being poured into here.
Yeah, you see it being poured in here. And
This tank can hold 150 truckloads of fecal sludge. From here, the sludge is sent to a pump where it is mixed with simple starch. This separates the solids and liquids. Then on to the digester, where water is extracted by gravity and is returned to the sea.
clear water.
So what's happened to the solids?
The solid stays inside here. And then afterwards, that's what you are seeing.
Safe organic fertilizer.
What you are seeing now is black gold. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because if this were to be further processed, bagged for agricultural purposes, as per our projections, this is supposed to give us about 1.5 million per annum.
In recent months, the president and the mayor have inspected the plant, and they've been full of praise for the project. This is appropriate technology, simple, efficient, and low cost.
But I want to just put it on record that currently we are not really operational.
Yeah. So what are you waiting for? I mean, if you consider what is there, you would think that there was this urgency here to replace that. That's not something to sort of...
Yeah, the agency was there, but you know, I always say that it's just prioritizing. This project kick-started. We're supposed to take at least 60% of what you saw there.
Yeah.
But due to certain, funding issues and invoice payments,
We are always... Money is always the problem.
Yes, yes,
But how can that be for a thing? I mean, I would like to hear, honestly, my brother, I mean, for such a critical thing, you would have thought that this is the one place where you cannot give an excuse as shortage of money. I mean, money, this should be at the top of the list, or am I wrong?
Well, I'll tell you what happens. Now, this project was a joint venture between Slumson
Right.
and then Zoomlion.
Okay.
So the agreement was that Zoomlion was supposed to fund this project.
Yeah.
And
So there have been some difficulties, basically, is what you're saying.
yeah, so they were supposed to fund this project, and we started it very well. We brought in our equipment. Part of it was the deal. Part of the deal was done, and then the agreement was that they do all the funding, then we run it for at least a year.
Right.
Then we hand it over to them.
Okay.
So we have done all our parts, brought all the equipment and everything. We have started, but our invoices are not paid, so we are not actually running.
So why do you think that this business is so difficult, so complicated, and it doesn't seem to work? What is it? What do you think is the reason?
Very, very poor planning. from, I'll say, our policymakers.
I mean, it's not
extremely poor planning.
Yeah.
And then prioritizing.
Yeah.
It's like we don't really put our priorities right.
Yeah.
And I think it's about time that our policymakers try to just forget about that thing about time bound of political office.
That's it.
And just tell us that look, these are social issues. It's affecting the people.
I have a feeling that all of that doesn't happen is just because of rivalries. This is business. This business has been put in the hands of the private sector, and so they are competing interests. So instead of getting along with it, they are fighting over contracts. And so this affects this sort of thing, doesn't it?
I think our policymakers must stand firm.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, if you think somebody's doing a good job,
yeah,
you have to support the person.
That's it.
It doesn't really matter who.
Yeah, rivalries.
Who holds the biggest pocket? I mean, the right thing has to be done.
Sanitation is in the hands of the private sector, and it doesn't seem to be working. Government must get involved, local government. Metropolitan municipal district assemblies must set up. After all, it's their role to deal with sanitation. If they don't have the resources, the skills, and the people to handle it, they must find them, because an epidemic is staring us all in the face.